Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the cast with the most opinions and the least information. Thanks for joining us in the study of what it means to be human and where exactly does your poop go after you flush it. Please enjoy the show as we explore these topics and many more with the crew that is, we regret this already. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. We're doing it, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know?
Nice.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel better.
There you go. Welcome, Mr. Bob Rules.
Yeah.
Hey man, how the hell, dude? It's so hard to get you stateside.
Oh well.
We got to talk to you.
Sometimes.
Got to talk to you in a cultured manner. That's what those people who travel abroad say. Yeah,
I'm civilized now.
I'll be back stateside. Maybe catch me on the flip side.
Catch me on the other side of the Pacific, man. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah, you blew my mind. You were talking about, I think you said you were in Germany or
Yeah, so far it's been Germany. Well, a lot of the chunk of Europe. It started in Germany and you kind of go around there. Ireland, Japan, England. Recently, just Hawaii.
yeah, last Hawaii.
month.
That's
Yep.
what I was. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, people buy my ticket or they just they find me a bunch of work, but sometimes they'll offer the ticket or the hotel or stay with them to tattoo. And it's something I never thought was possible, and
that's just for your tattooing art. Your tattooing art. The proper
the tattoos. Yeah,
the tattooing. That's a proper pronunciation. I know you're an artist, but let me learn you something today.
Painting as well, not as much as tattooing. Tattooing abroad and all that stuff is definitely the majority of it. I've had a few paintings overseas and whatnot too, but it's not as busy as tattooing.
Yeah, that's and you would think that your rock star life is something that would take you around the world, you know.
It's the goal for sure. That's, but it's harder when there's 4 people involved. You have 4 other lives. You're married to 4 people in a band. So it's kind of hard to get the logistics side done compared to me. My backpack and my suitcase is like, hey, tell me when, tell me where. And I just kind of go from there. With a band, of course. You have
what I mean is just it's a weird thing that you're living a rock star life as a artist.
Yeah. I'm trying to do it in every avenue. Like, no matter what I do, it's gotta, I guess, be that way. So the gypsy life is definitely in my blood. Living out the suitcase, following the wind. So I've been doing it. I don't even know how many years. But it was offered one day, and it was in Germany. And when I met those people, they went somewhere else. They moved somewhere else. Have you ever been here? I'll buy your ticket for here. And I was always like, well, I can get up and leave when I want. So I couldn't turn down the opportunity. It just kind of blew up way beyond I ever imagined. So I didn't think I would be in international anything. So it was pretty cool. And it was before like social media hit big, where like I'm not an influencer status online. I physically went to know and meet all the people that I do. They became, like family. So,
Yeah, you're one of the last dying breeds of physical influencer, like an actual just a popular person.
Yep.
Instead of celebrity, you have popularity.
There you go.
Like,
I've never seen it that way.
It's almost it's more authentic, more genuine. You know.
Yeah.
When I go see one of your shows, I'm rolling. I'm cheering for for you. You know what I mean? Even though that's hard to do because you're way back there.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I think that's so cool. And it's something you kind of lost in the social media age. Is like, oh, I have 80 million followers and blah, blah, blah. And it's, it's.
How many do you know?
Yeah. And I love that I know so many different people, their walks of life are so different. And that's what going out there got me, tattooing and stuff. So every type of person too, you have the lawyer I've tattooed, the doctor, the everything else, small business owner, whatever, guy that's been in and out of prison his whole life. Like, it's like every type of person it's cool because, during a tattoo process, you walk into their lives. It's kind of like the old housewives that would get together around the hair dryer thingy and gossip. You get to have a peek into their lives for that time. And it's really cool. The amount of different people that I know that became friends because of that, like that's not just tattooing.
Yeah, but not just that, but you're also like, you're helping sculpt a part of their life because some people, when they envision their tattoos, the way they see it on their body, they have that vision sometimes for years before they complete that.
Yeah.
Like this tattoo here, I had this vision for a long time since my kid was born. We're
Gotcha.
talking 16 years ago.
Wow.
I didn't get it until maybe about 5 or so, and I saw it for a long time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there for a long time, and now that it is, it's like now I can't see myself without it. Any other way.
Yeah, a lot of horror stories I've heard from people. They went to this guy or this girl, whatever, tattoo artist, and they were being real like bitchy. I'm the artist, you do as I say. And
Gotcha.
I'm not, and I to me, it's so fun because it feels like a class project when you're a kid. Like, oh, I'm with my friends and we're doing this thing. We're creating it together. I guess like I'm a good group worker with that. So the only time I ever oppose an idea is when it won't look good, a few years down the line because too many small lines are together or stuff like that. Like it's the professionalism is speaking as far as opposing their idea, but it can be whatever they want. I've had even some friends give me a general like something spooky, evil, go, and it's like okay, a skull with 3 eyeballs, whatever, and they're like, I love it. It's just kind of freehanded on them. That grew really big because people gave me the freedom, and then of course that's where social media is good because you post it and they're like, wow, that's what you do. That's more your style. And I developed that over the years, thanks to friends that just let me do my thing. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. Your style to me, I've said this to you before, but like, it seems like something nostalgic, something that should be on a goddamn pog, and it takes me there every time every time I see your art. That's what I feel.
Wow.
Maybe I didn't tell you that. I think I actually told that comedian we hung out with, Fine Dance.
Ian
Fine Dance.
Yeah. I tattooed him. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when we hung out with him, I think I told him that. But yeah, I guess
I've never heard that. I haven't heard the word pog in like 20 years.
I now that I think about it, it was Ian that I told that to.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, a pog, man. That's every time I see your art, it takes me back to a place in my childhood, a place in the 90s when Springer still had fresh new episodes, and we still didn't know what was going on with the X-Files, and I don't think we still do.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful time in my life, and when I see your art, like that's kind of
the more cartoony stuff definitely was from that era of like Ren and Stimpy, and everywhere from like cartoons to street art, graffiti art is something I loved. And then, then I got into, after that era was like fine art, like the Renaissance style paintings. So like the inspiration just kind of keeps mashing up as I get into new things, which is cool. So now like my newer stuff, the paintings are more realistic, studying that part, which is now my obsession with wanting to make them look like Renaissance style paintings. It's cool. Like I'm obsessed with it, and I want to get now that good at that style. So we have one of the band posters for our song "On My Stone" is a hand holding a skull, and it looks very Renaissance style. Like that one was my hardest, and to me, it's my favorite right now, just because I recently finished it and it's big, and what it meant to me was like a milestone. Like holy, I'm getting better. Like,
yeah, I mean that's typically the harder stuff to do. I mean,
very much.
And so you can look back at the years and see your evolution as an artist. And
yeah. Someday I'll get to the Sistine Chapel of maybe not, but that's the goal in mind. Just how they perfected the contrast, composition, anatomy was just amazing, but it was still stylized. Is what I think I'm looking for in the end game of my art to be like believably real. But it's got as people would say, like the Bob spin, the Bob Rules touch on it, so it'll probably still have the 90s cartoon influence, but it's so realistic. Like that would be
God, but he's riding a dragon.
Yeah. In my style, yeah. Bob Rules dragon, whatever that means. Yeah.
So have you done any like really large pieces, like a wall or mural, anything like that? Howdy. I'm Bobby from the We Regret This Already podcast, but I'm not here to talk about podcasting or plumbing. I'm here to talk about performance. Now, between work, family, and podcasting, I can get a little burned out, a little dull around the edges. When that happens, I reach for Dubby. Dubby is a jitterless energy blend with no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors or dyes. Get back in the game. Level up. Do better. Be better with Dubby. It's made in America. And you can get 10% off of Dubby if you use code WeRegretThis at checkout. The link is going to be in the script square. And the time to give gifts is right now. So give the gift of Dubby. Be a buddy to your taste buddies. Drink Dubby. Oh, wow. That's really good.
I've done large canvases. I've been asked to do wall commissions, but to me, in someone's house, I find it better to just get a big piece of canvas just in case you ever move, change the room. You're going to pay a lot of money for a wall that you can't take off.
Yeah.
You just cover it up with paint. I've done fun murals on and friends' walls, but as far as that, just large canvases is the biggest I've ever gone. I'm not a fan of doing the spray paint art. Like the graffiti is what I studied and admired as a kid, and then it evolved into just me using paint brushes and stuff. So I kind of wanted to stay there. So yeah, I prefer canvas. That's my best medium to use, like, or best surface to use. Just the ones you buy at the art store. I don't make my own. It's too much labor, and if my brain doesn't love to do it, it's not going to learn it. So
make your own, like weave your own canvas. What are you
no,
talking about?
Make your own. Well, I had friends that like made their own frames and they would stretch it. And I'm like, dude, I go to Hobby Lobby and just.
I was like weaving your own fucking like. What
I'm
do you
sure,
mean?
yeah. Those are the Renaissance people.
Yeah, there you go. You want to get truly Renaissance.
I don't want that part. I just want the paint's really nice part. I don't need to make my own stuff. If they have it at the art store, I'm not gonna have it. So my fun of it all is the painting itself, the physical painting. So
what do you like more, painting or tattooing?
Ooh, I like tattooing for I guess sometimes it's a bonding experience when someone is there for a long time on a big tattoo. And of course, that's like the split of my personality, because sometimes I like the isolation of painting. You throw on headphones or a movie and the world just kind of goes away and you're just lost for as long as you want to be until the painting's done, or, you get a new inspiration for it. I think they both have their favorites. It's the same as playing drums. Like, I'm typically a nervous person in front of people, but that was like a fear I loved facing, and drums gave me no choice but to face that.
Take the stage.
Yeah, and honestly, some days I'm the most confident guy walking on the stage about to go on, looking at the crowd like, dude, I got this. And other days I'm literally shaking because the anxiety is like at a 12 and I can't shake it. And the halfway, and it's not because like I'm hungover or anything. I'm completely clear, but sometimes the anxiety just becomes a thing, having a disorder, right?
Yeah.
Like I've had since childhood. Sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes I love it. And sometimes I'm like, good God, I can't handle this. And I still have to perform or whatever. So
still have to handle.
Yeah. Some people don't have that. And I think it's weird. Like some of the bandmates I've talked to, like, I don't get nervous. Just go up there and we're going to kill it. And I'm like, sometimes I think that. And then the little childhood scared part of me comes out, and it just so happens to be 10 minutes before we go on stage and I can't get rid of it. Like
I think a lot of really great artists have that dual personality, that juxtaposition of introvert versus extrovert, like you with your tattooing and your canvas style art, like, so the tattooing that shows light that you want to be social. You want to embrace the rest of humanity, but that could only last so long, so then you return to your canvas, you know, and
well, it looks cool in my head, and then when I try it, I'm like, God, it was so awkward. Or, like, I thought I'd be cooler in that, situation.
Yeah.
It's always been like that, dude. It's weird. Like, I have such a complex, and there's so much nervousness that I've got just good at hiding it, talking, socializing. Hey, this is, even going up and here's my card. Like I stumble so hard, and it should be easy by now, but it never has been. It's weird. And again, that's the introverted side of me that just can't. Sometimes it's the person talking, and it fumbles everything. It looks like it's like, ugh, I I wish I could redo that. But
No, I know what you mean. As a host of a podcast,
there you go.
my failures are recorded, and I always watch them. So
yes, exactly.
so I know exactly what you mean, and yeah, I mean, that's the whole show. It's a talk show, and when I don't feel as confident as I do, or don't really know enough about a subject, then yeah, it gets pretty like, oh, what am I going to talk about here?
Yeah.
And then I just like, all right, so how about the Somalians? I don't know.
Awkwardness is so scary, man, and I deal with it so much in every avenue that I do, which is weird, except for painting, because like I said, it's more isolated. But putting together a show and having to show face, going to a show and you're there and you're expected, you're on the stage, you have this presence, and it's like, I wish I was really that guy. It's something I hope for, and then when it's there, I'm too scared to just accept the fact that it is there for that few minutes on a stage. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't see myself in any form like that. Like, there's not much ego. So I've never held myself as like, and I can guarantee anyone that's ever met me is like, probably thought, oh, you look like, because I've heard that. Like, you look like a douchebag, whatever. And then I got to know you, and you're like the nerdiest person in the world. And it's like, yeah, like that's who I am. I've even tried to change it, and you can't. Like, it's just part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I just have to accept it, like I will be awkward for a very big chunk of time, So it's part of me. It's just.
Yeah, but I don't really feel like, we need to shy away from our awkwardness. We all have our quirks. We all fumble up sometimes, and that's just a part of being human.
Yeah.
And social situations that where we can't comfortably remain silent, that needs to be looked at. You know what I mean? Because
studied.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna sit here and say nothing. I've got nothing to say to you right now, so I'm gonna say nothing.
You'll be the pioneer in podcasting like that. Like,
I'm just
silence podcast. We're just gonna look at each other and kind of take a beat. Dude, you'll revolutionize the podcast industry. Change it up, man. You don't have to talk. Exactly.
So what? Shut up. What do you got coming up? You got some
as far as me, well, my birthday coming up.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, March 13th.
March 13th.
At Thirsty Camel. My band has a show there. We start at 9. We're gonna be doing a kind of some clips for a music video we're making. So we're gonna have our video guy that we hired to get some footage of that night. And also, it's my birthday, and the guys at Thirsty Camel, the owners, were so awesome enough to let me hang my paintings there. I have flyers that I put all over the place, so all week it's just going to be promoted there. So I have a bunch of paintings up there right now. I was there the other night with the band, kind of doing that, going over the music video stuff. We have April 12th at that's
Rock Box.
The Rock Box in San Antonio. We're opening up for Tantric, which is rad. My guitar player he's just the smoothest talker, I guess. Like, he's just a good dude with promoting us, And he got us that show, and April 14th in Austin at Come and Take It, opening for them as well. So we're super stoked about that. I have an art show, a solo art show, at Blue Star. I don't know what the room is called, but it's a solo show there in May, first Friday of May. So I'm gonna get ready for that and make a bunch of prints and hopefully some new pieces, or pieces that I have to finish for that. Other than that, with the band stuff, we have, I think, 4 songs that we're still trying to get finished, mixed, and mastered. I have the paintings for all of those except for one finished, which is cool because the band lets me make a painting for the song.
Yeah.
So I kind of hear the lyrics and make a canvas painting, a little, just to kind of have as the cover, which is super cool. That's something I'm glad they let me do. I do the merch for us, the t-shirt designs, the name I've done a few times.
Where can we get Rebel Angels merch if we so choose?
Well, one of our shows would be best. We don't have the website I think finished yet, but
Okay.
it's usually just at the shows. We
At the
just bring the
shows,
merch out.
show
Yeah.
up.
Yes. Yeah.
Come
Support us
out and
live.
support your local
Yeah.
goddamn
Support
rock
us
and
live,
roll.
man.
Yeah.
Nothing better. It's something that we've seen die off. It's not in the limelight in modern times. So we're trying to just stay true to that. That's who we are, to what we love. Everything comes in waves. So we're just trying to work hard to get, the step up with the bigger bands and the bigger shows, venues and whatnot in time. So
Yeah.
we're all working hard at that.
Kids are
So.
wearing bell bottoms again, so rock and roll is on its way back up. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that means they're at the 70s. No time at all. They'll be back in the 90s.
I'll do the Flock of Seagulls haircut for the 80s. Bring that back eventually.
No, we're gonna pass right past the 80s.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad that's getting busy. We have that coming up. What else? As far as tattooing, it's kind of spur of the moment. Someone will literally message me, and I can't get to all of them all the time because the band gets busy, or I'm planning to go somewhere else already. But it's just a phone call away, or modern times like a text message away. Like, hey, you want to come here for a week or 2 weeks? I have some friends. And it's always whatever I'm just in the mood for. Sometimes I'm up in Minnesota where the snow is crazy and I feel like being around the deathly snowstorms, and I'll just go for, just to enjoy that, see the friends I know there. But then sometimes I want the heat and I'll go to California or, somewhere else in Texas is pretty cool. Like I have my options and it's kind of whatever I'm in the mood for, which is awesome. That's pretty cool. Like I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like snow right now. So I don't want to go up there during that time and just wait till it warms up or whatever. Is pretty cool. So that there's no set schedule pretty much in my life except for shows for the band, which is kind of cool. Kind of built that
Rolling Stone
ADHD brain, right? That's what I've heard. It's just the chaos is where I thrive. So
yeah, I can definitely relate to that. As far as whenever I'm working, I have to have it's a little chaotic. The table's a little chaotic. It's not.
That's how my life looks.
Yeah, it's not fully tidy in here, but that's how I work
my
best.
life, man. Yeah, totally.
So I heard you also have something called Rocklahoma coming up, possibly. There's votes.
They have a voting for. There's a few bands, and
pull
I
that
think
mic up a little bit.
It ends November 9th, I think, voting, and we have a link on our band page. It's Rocklahoma. There's a link.
I'll drop a link in the description.
Yes, there you go. And you get to vote once a day, I believe it is. And we're still trying to get as many people as we can. That would be so amazing if we get to go over there and do that. It's kind of like your foot in the door for a whole bunch of people who never would have heard you,
Yeah, what kind of bands are going to be playing at Rocklahoma?
From
Godsmack, I saw.
Godsmack, Slayer, Suicidal Tendencies. Dude, those are the ones that were like, wait, hold on, sure, my show, but I gotta go see them while I'm there.
I haven't seen Godsmack since 2001.
I have the only one I have seen is I've seen Slayer and Suicidal, and it's cool like to just even be a part of it. We won't be on their stage, of course. Those are like the
main
the
stage,
big guys we're trying to be someday, but it's the start. To be a part of it and then being able to see them that weekend is like it's cool, man. To be there. So I hopefully again we get it and it goes through. So
I saw 6 Feet Under at that concert.
Really?
At Godsmack, yeah. 6 Feet Under was playing on one of the side stages.
Wow. See, and sometimes that's your break, man.
Someone
sees you and says
6 Feet Under, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, working hard at it, man. Just nonstop. We can't give up. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, man. Well, Tripping. That's what y'all are working on, right? That's the music video coming out.
Yeah. On my birthday show, we have the guy come in to get some video clips for the music video. We already have like a setup of what we want it to be, and it's going to involve some live stuff. So he's going to be there. We're hoping to have it done. There's not really a set date on that one because we're going to take our time as far as production and storyboarding. We're going to fight over how we want it to be as a band. Like, hey, we want this scene like this, and it's normal. It's part of the creative process. We just want all of our ideas to kind of mesh together and make it good. So hopefully maybe summer we can have something released. That's my goal, my hope. So we have that going. And again, new music as always. Like we always have to be picking at something new. Um, that's brewing, and I'm glad. Yeah, I need that. That's like a good creative release.
Yeah, I get a little high strung out when I don't pick up the guitar for a few weeks.
Dude, when I don't paint, when I'm not tattooing, when I'm not traveling or doing drums, like, and sometimes, even some personal things you're going through, it's just you can't pick yourself up to do it. You just start falling apart, literally. Like it's hard. And sometimes it's hard to even get back into the momentum of things. So I always try, even on the bad days when I'm just not feeling it. I'm just this, that. It's like, well, do one of any of those, just pick it at least. And it helps build the momentum back, so because it can really tear you apart. As like a creative, I guess, person, I need it literally to live.
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts getting really uncomfortable when I don't have one of those things to have some project or goal in mind.
You gotta expel those creative juices.
Yeah, dude. Otherwise, your creativity starts spinning into the bad area, and it gets you into bad places in your mind. That's what I've learned. It's something I've always had. So I think that's why I do like 7 different things. It's always one or the other, and none of them is ever dead. It's just put to the back burner because this one's busy.
That's exactly the way I am.
Yeah, man.
I'll get into my music creating and then my writing, and then
it's therapy.
Yeah,
it's free therapy. So I'm glad I have those. I discovered that at a young age. So
yeah, man. I mean, mental health. I mean, that's a whole nother subject. But how many bands have you opened for?
Well, let's see. Like I said, our guitar player is just like a great dude with having that presence of selling who we were. And we all saw it as a band in the beginning. We had something, it's a chemistry, as a band, sometimes one of the avenues is lacking big time. And the very first time it was us 4, we wrote the 2 songs. We kind of looked at each other like, man, it's usually not this fun and easy in the very beginning. And then he got us to show, we had 2, I think it was 2 songs, maybe 3. And he just said, hey, we're opening up for Saliva. We need like 4 more songs. And we're like, wait, we didn't have a band name. We didn't have a social media page. No bullshit. Like, and he comes with that. I was like, is he joking? He's like, no. It's like 2 weeks away or something like this. Something crazy.
God.
Like, he's like, yeah, I was drunk talking to the dude and said my band and trust me on the social media. We had to, we were, I guess, fixing it or something. So the guy was like, wow, you guys sound awesome. Didn't hear anything or see anything, but sure, you're booked. And it like a fire, man, under the ass. Like was like, oh, we have something here. And when we did, the show was amazing, man. Like again, having just that small amount of time, it was good to have it done. It showed like the professionalism or how we were as a group to creatively work together.
Yeah.
And then from there, the singer from Flyleaf had a show at Paper Tiger. He got us that show. We opened up for them. That show was completely sold out. We were the first band, and as soon as we were done sound checking, the doors opened, and the whole Paper Tiger was like to the brim packed. And they're like, "Well, go!" And it's like that was such an adrenaline. That was one of the shows where I felt what I thought I should be in my head. Yeah. I was like, "This is so cool, amazing." I wasn't really that nervous.
Dude, I guess. Was I at that show?
I don't know. Yeah, I think you were.
Yeah, dude, I think I was
dude,
at that show.
So crazy, dude. Like, so we, that experience, was another. It's just weird, like with these guys, I feel they help the self-conscious side of me get pushed away because like I'm in the back, I'm the drummer, and they have such a presence. The way they jump around, the singer will even go in the crowd and do his thing. It's pretty cool. The guitar players are switching spots, leaning on each other, doing the hair thing. It seems like I'm not very noticed, and that to me is great because they have that much of a presence in front of the drumming. You know what I mean? And I think that's the great part is that
you get to be almost in the background as well as on stage.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if I mess up, they won't really notice. Yeah. It's like a superpower. Like, that's cool, man. I can hide behind.
Like invisibility in plain day. Like
I don't matter. I just, just let y'all do your thing up front.
If anybody has ever seen you play drums, they know that that's not true. You know, you're a dope ass drummer.
It's well, thanks, man. That's awesome. I don't know.
No, it is. You've got these rhythms of jazz in there incorporated that are
Nice.
so subtle and
Cool.
just I love it.
Yeah, like again, it's years of obsessing over just the same way as the painting. You go into different styles and you take from here and here. I don't have a set one.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like become, oh yeah, that's, you know, some music people that don't know that, yeah, that's Bob with his specific drums and his way of doing it. And it's like, yeah, it's not for everybody. Some people think I suck. So it's, again, with creative endeavors, it's like people are going to love it or hate it. You can't expect compliments or criticism. Just kind of, it's all with a grain of salt. And I've learned that with everything that I've done. You know, people are going to love you or hate you no matter how hard you try or don't try. Like, it's creativity, man. Like, it's art. People are, you know, and I've heard the worst of it, I've heard the best of it, but you have to treat each side as the same. This can't inflate my ego if I'm, you know, I have a friend just telling me I'm amazing. It's like, I get it, man. Thank you. But don't let it inflate your ego, because if you let that happen, then this side can take you down just as much as this builds you up, is what I've learned. So compliments are, you know, say thanks and don't, you know, fix your tie and think like I'm the greatest, because you know, it goes both ways. So just keep doing your thing, you know, take whatever criticism you can, good or bad, but don't let it inflate you. It can eat you alive.
Yeah, definitely. But I can't play the drums the way you play the drums.
It's ADHD, man.
I'm just saying. I can hold a 4/4 tempo. I can do, you know what I mean? But dude, there's no way I'm getting anywhere near your level without years of strict practice, obsession, training. You know what I mean?
It was.
I played the guitar for well over 20 years since I'm in 7th grade.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not a professional. You know, I know a few notes.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't obsess. I'm not like your guitarist.
Yeah.
You know, so there is a level of degree, you know, and that also shouldn't be forgotten.
True.
You know, there is some confidence to be had there. There is accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, it was before, you know, I even knew how to write my name. Like, I was drawing pictures and I was tapping on things, you know, getting the parents mad. I just couldn't stop. And I think it was something beyond me, which, you know, something, you know, deep, I was just, I guess, born with to focus on. And with all of those things since super early childhood, I never gave up, which I'm glad to. You know, you go into the school system or you start doing bad in school, and you know, you have the teachers like, what do you want to draw forever? Do you want to be an artist? Like, you can't do that. And I heard that with all of them. And to have it blow up the way it did without, you know, a connection into any sort of industry, no hookups, no rich mommy and daddy. It was like, man, it's do or die. You know, it comes with so much gratitude and appreciation when you do get it. Like what I have now, again, this is why I don't let it inflate my ego. It can all be taken away tomorrow, you know, type of thing. I still have that in my head because I didn't have it at all. You know, it wasn't like, oh, well, mom and dad got me drum lessons from this famous dude. I wish I would have given anything to have it. But when I come into life now that I'm older and look back, it built more character having 2 spoons for 3 years and a pot, you know, compared to a $10,000 drum set. You know, I think it built something more inside. You have appreciation for it more. And especially I had the life be created with what I did. And thanks to people who showed me the potential, like traveling and going across the world. I've never dreamt of that. And you just appreciate it that much more. It's that much more real. You know, it wasn't given to me.
Yeah, it's affirmation.
It's crazy, dude, you know. And again, that's why I don't think I have there's no reason to have an ego about it, any of it. And I'm glad that I'm known that I don't throw it, you know, look at me, this and that. It's like, oh no, they talked about it. They said it. They told their friends that. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, sure, it's true. Like, I'm not going to deny it, but you know, I don't boast It's not my thing.
Yeah,
It's
but
never
that goes
been.
back to the beginning of what we're talking about, your genuine popularity,
Yeah.
because people see your talent and they're like, "Oh, you got to check this guy out."
And
You
they
know?
say that I'm not an asshole. I've heard that a lot about people that are known artists in any degree, drums, painting, tattooing. They're like, man, this guy was just such a dick, and he was, and I don't know, like hearing that early on, I guess I knew that I didn't want to become that guy. No matter what you have, like success doesn't matter, money doesn't matter, like flash, expensive things. I learned that early on too, is like humble is where it's at, man. Just don't let that get to your head. Don't think you're above whatever, like it's just do your thing and be happy. Like I believe, you get into the spiritual things that this was a part of me before, like I said, before I knew how to write my name, before it was something everyone saw me obsessively doing. So it's like some connection to the divine. Maybe that was my purpose, to inspire and play my drums and paint. I don't know, but it was there before I knew who I was,
Mm,
before the id conceptualized. It was just like, dude, I was just doing that.
yeah.
And I'm grateful that I just stuck with it during the years when most people are told they can't do it. It
Yep.
gets taken away from them. And they're like, oh, I draw once a year because I don't have the time. It's like, I'm glad it worked out. And that's why I think I just have more gratitude toward it, that I do. So it's no reason to be a
Yeah, that's interesting you mentioned spirituality because I feel like most artists nowadays are far away from any kind of spirituality.
It's the internet, man.
Yeah, it killed God.
It's pretty much. I agree
And
with that.
I that's a damn shame because a lot of these artists are doing so much to influence, modern man,
Mm,
modern, society and civility, and
yeah,
they're also doing it godless with a
very much.
godless touch,
Yep.
basically.
You got your porn and your gambling and your, it's all at a touch away, and I don't think humans were meant to have it that easy all the time. And it's on the phone, it's in your pocket, literally, just at the touch of something, it's scary. I don't think we were meant to evolve to that fast. Like besides the bad stuff, but even just having all the information of the world in your phone,
Yeah.
and you end up just doom scrolling.
Well,
Like,
I mean, not just the internet, but let's say before the internet came around, like decency started to decline,
mhm,
you
yeah,
know? And okay, I mean, speaking of decency, like, so back in the day, it used to be illegal to have tattoos in the United States. I
mm.
mean, you know about that, right?
Yeah. It was even until the '90s, I think. If some states still had it, like you couldn't do it, you couldn't whatever. Like it
It was
was,
straight illegal.
yeah.
In fact, I was just talking with my buddy about this, that Bill Millers, they wouldn't hire you
Mm-hmm.
if you had a tattoo,
Yep.
which in a sense is a form of discrimination.
Well, they say it's not because it's by choice. So you got the tattoo. You weren't born skin color, hair color. It was like, well, you got that, so we have the. It became this thing, right? And um, I don't know. It kind of turns into a gray with me because, like, say face tattoos. Like I've been tattooing as long as I have. It's been my career. I'm my own boss. I do my own thing. But I was still always scared because when I started, it was like you don't do the hands, you don't do the neck or the face, and then 5 years ago, all the 16-year-old kids were getting second tattoos on their face because the SoundCloud rapper was doing it, and it
Yeah.
got so big. And now it's almost normalized, but it still has the stigma of going to say in the workforce. It's like, well, I got my girlfriend's name on my cheek, and but I'm still. It's like there
Or
will always be a stigma with it, even with the ones I have, and it's kind of a game you have to accept to play. Some people, society's accepted it from say the 1960s to now.
yeah,
It's
there's
a world of difference, but there will always be a stigma,
well,
even with one tattoo.
well, I saw a manager at the Bill Millers with a sleeve today.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
could he have a face tattoo? Probably not.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
not.
dude, like,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep.
But I see that as a kind of a marker, like a mile marker, as the decency of civility starting to decline. You know what I mean? Like
You're gonna push the envelope.
the
till it-
acceptability of tattoos. It's like, okay, and then we start, allowing more craziness, like
Yeah, it's
body alterations and
Yeah,
whatnot.
it's weird. Like, where does it stop if it doesn't? It just goes back to being like, we did it all, and then back to well,
it's gonna go full back to religion.
It could. I think it might. If a society has to restart, per se, like, we're gonna get into a nuclear war and it'll all be destroyed, and then they'll be like, okay, well, back to square one. It might, you never know, but it's weird how that does happen, and we're in the extreme of the extremism, as a society, with
speciesism, where people are identifying as
everything
cats.
just changes. And again, where does it go from here? Does it go back this way? I think it does.
It has to. It can't get more absurd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere to go
there's
from
something
here.
to think about. Yeah, that's interesting to get into. Like,
so, I mean, and going back to what I was talking about earlier is Jerry Springer. That was the most absurd thing on TV.
Yeah.
And
that's
now,
it's not even for your palate to strike a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Because back then, everyone went to their friend's house, whatever, school, and talked about it for hours. And now it's not even on the radar of, oh, that's bizarre. It's kind of the videos you see too, like of people, the cartel videos of people dying. The very first ones were like something bad was happening to your brain, and then it just desensitized, and you're like, I could watch literally anything. And now it's all available again on your phone. It's so easy to just find. And I think it does something to our brains. Most of us don't notice, but it's the desensitization to, like, holy man, I'm watching that and nothing's happening anymore. Like, I used to freak out. It used to give me like an anxiety attack because it was somebody dying on camera. Now you're like, oh, and dog video next. You know, like stand-up comedian next. Okay, someone dying in a factory, and then it's funny. That too. Oh my god.
Yeah, it definitely messes up the brain.
It does, dude. It's like you said, man, the decline of like our minds, and I think I assume like every society has to go through it. Like it goes to this, like with music. I see it in music. You see it in art with a lot of digital stuff. Like there's no talent. A famous influencer doesn't have any skill. They don't even engage much. They just do a stupid dance and they get famous and they get rich. And it's like, that's where it's at. Like where's the grind? Well, my grind is posting every 5 minutes. And it's like, that's not, building a house is a grind.
Yeah.
Doing something with that, like with a long-term, goal or whatever is not what young people understand about it now. It's like, well, I want to be an influencer. I want to go on my video game and make millions because you watch me play video games. South Park did an episode about it, and it's weird. Coming from someone that, again, I hated technology growing up. So I did everything by hand. I hand drew everything, hand painted everything. My degree was in special effects. So I'm super biased about CGI versus a monster you can physically touch that they made out of latex or silicone, fake blood. It's so cool. And it's an art that, again, it's there and it'll probably never fully die, but CGI takes over everything. Every new movie, it would have looked so much better with practical things, and they don't care. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's cheaper. It's faster, whatever. And I get there's a skill to it. There is, but there's not as much, in my opinion, because I physically did that one. It's like, dude, it's harder than clicking a button and programming it on a screen, and there's no tangible evidence it exists. This mask does, and to me, there will always be a love for things like that. Like, again, we talked about earlier, like a handmade table, a handmade rocking chair. I'll always love that more than, well, just it's at Walmart for $6, and it's like, I get it, but it's the evolution of the minds. The simplicity's getting easier to get. So, and it sucks, but it is the way of the world. I see it in the tattoo world. I saw it in the art world, the painting world. And it's a necessary evil, and you're going to take your side on it wherever you land. And I'm the guy that just likes the hand stuff, the handmade tangible things, so I guess I don't think I'll ever leave there. So.
Yeah. I mean, I see that in my own trade as well. Stuff just gets easier, soldering goes away, and people don't solder anymore. I don't solder anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just a little crimp, zzz, zzz, that's it, brother.
Yeah.
And the plumbers of yesteryear were pouring molten lead. That wasn't that long ago, man. They're like 20 years ago that, you know what I mean? They're pouring molten lead to fuse these pipes together. And that's, Yeah, dude, that's
Crazy.
it's completely different world. And it wasn't that long ago. We're talking, I'm sure some of these guys can easily say they poured a lead joint 25 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
And
amazing.
yeah.
See, and convenience will always be marketable. So it's not going to go, again, it's not going to go away. It's not going to stop. But there's certain things, again, you just have to stand where you are and just keep your feet in that position, like do whatever it is you love and stay there or whatever, because it's going to change no matter how young or hip you are now, or how smart, anything, it's all going to change. So just find your love and stick there, stick in that area that you find your peace in. So
Wait till the wave comes crashing back.
yeah,
because it's going to come back.
What were we? The NFTs. That was. I remember when that came out. It was just like the craziest thing in the world. Like really that, and it seemed just because the media caught wind and it got big, and this celebrity said it was cool. It's just weird.
They were pushing the hell out of it too.
Yeah, and again, like the value of it went down. Same thing as with everything else. So I'm glad it did. It was kind of.
I mean, but to me, that's almost a non-tangible, understandable concept like Bitcoin. Like I can't touch it or understand it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
same. I don't know anything about it. I was told to invest in it. Like
I was told.
I was like, I
mean, but imagine if you were one of the earlier sellers of the NFTs, then hey, you made it out great, brother. I got in while it was hot, struck while it was good to go.
It's a certain kind of smart too to learn that.
But you can't predict that. You know what I mean?
Like
nobody knows where
legal gambling. You got to be good at it, like understanding their waves.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, like sports betting and stuff like that. Polymarket, Kaishi, all that stuff.
I have not even heard any of those words. That's so far behind. Yeah. I have not. Yeah, I stick to my little 5 things I do, and I pretty much.
So Polymarket is a website where you can go and bet on anything. You can go and bet on whether or not we're going to strike Iran tonight, or within the next week, or whether or not somebody's going to be president, whether or not somebody ran for this Senate seat and won it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can bet on anything. We can bet. Yeah,
seems a bad thing for addicts.
I think it's a bad thing for. Okay, so I kind of relate that to sports betting. Yeah. So sports betting, we all get what that is. You betting on sports, here are the odds, here are the wins, losses, points, spread, whatever the hell. I don't get it too much. Not a math guy, but we understand what that is. Why that's alarming is because now sports betting is legal, and now that's changing the way the game is looked at. That's not looked at, but that's changing the way the sport is played altogether. Because now the athlete can figure out a way to rig the game.
Oh, the fantasy.
No, I mean real, just like actual athletes.
No, but fantasy football leagues. You're saying that, right? Because I know nothing.
This isn't. I'm not talking about fantasy football leagues. I'm talking about sports betting.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha. Like DraftKings.com. There's a bunch of websites you can go to and you can legally bet on sports, kind of like you would in Vegas. But you can just do it anywhere, right here, right now. Like you were talking about, like, you can pull out poker on your phone and all that.
Yeah.
This is actually
I'm glad I don't know these to the extent, like, yeah, man, I'm betting $1,000.
This is exactly, yeah, dude. I bet on the fight, bet on whatever.
Yeah, I do the old school, like, hey, $20, they win.
Yeah,
and I have family that's so smart with the stats. Like, they can tell you this football team's overall numbers in 1989 and who was. It's weird how much they know that. And
they're on DraftKings right now. I'll tell you right now.
100%. Yeah, they're those types, and it's never grabbed my attention to be into. Even
I'm not into sports.
Yeah. I'm the weird. I was a weird one.
Yeah, I play some poker.
Yeah,
but what I mean is, like, it's gonna change the way the game is played.
Weird, man.
Athletes are gonna start rigging the game. They've already been like busted. Athletes,
really?
Yeah. Like, well, they've always been busting athletes. Trying to rig. Or throw the game. Or throw a fight.
Oh shit. Yeah.
But now it's more prominent.
Wow.
And insider information You know what I mean? It's like
It's getting screwed, man.
your homie you're a homie with the athlete, so you know his leg is hurt.
I'm gonna miss this catch.
Yeah.
Right? Things like that,
Type
right?
shit,
Like, yeah, it is.
So with that being said, Polymarket, where the geopolitical betting world, that I think that also might kind of relate to the sports betting.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You know,
Wow.
so it's a whole nother world.
It's over my head,
guess.
man. I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
Understand.
But it's
Weird.
another, what I mean by that, to sum all that up, it's another source of degeneracy
Yeah.
that our civilization is kind of falling down.
And somebody's profiting from it. Somebody's always like, it's bad. That's cool. It's like cigarettes, like same thing. Like, that's so bad for you, so bad. And it's like, put a cool camel on the thing. And remember the old one? It was the cartoon, and then they got mad because it was like showing kids. It was a cartoon camel.
That camel would get.
That.
Yeah, that camel.
They knew they were doing that.
Smoking like
I thought he looked cool.
Yeah. And then after a while, they just had a camel, like an actual camel.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
They don't show cigarette commercials anymore.
Yeah, I heard that too. I read it somewhere that after a certain year, and I guess I was too young to notice, but like they weren't allowed to have billboards, commercials on TV. They were only allowed to have them in magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah. So somebody won a lawsuit somewhere.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time for change, but change happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just that pendulum takes a long time to swing back.
True. Yeah. It's in a really crazy place right now, man. I never thought, thinking like when you're young, and the era was rebelling against the system. Then the system got smart and said, well, let's give you a whole bunch of rights. And if you just keep, we'll keep you quiet. That's how I saw it change. It was like, no, you don't understand. We were fighting the system. And then now you're in the system pointing the same finger, being fascist type, pushing your beliefs. And it's like, well, we were against that.
Yeah.
It's got smart, it just turns into outsmarting people.
I know what you mean.
It's weird, right? You see it flip like that. And it's, of course, a generational thing. The hippies way back when fought for this. And then eventually
the hippies became the,
who they were fighting. It's 100% true. And like I said, it's just going to swing back one day and the rebellion will come harder than last time.
Do you know Hitler invented the Volkswagen?
Yeah, man. It's
and
weird.
that became the symbol for the hippie. You see a Volkswagen
weird,
van,
right?
and that's a hippie.
That's
you see
so crazy.
the bug.
That's
like,
crazy.
You're a hippie, you dirty hippie. Go bathe or something.
And then they just take it like, just embrace it. Like, it's weird, man. Seeing it today, I don't know. I don't get too much involved in politics. I don't know enough. I'm never smart enough to have a good argument. I just know that both sides are evil and they manipulate people.
They're both on the list.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's where I stand. And it's like, I'm not going to sit and argue with you about this guy's better than this guy. They're both evil, man. And you choose not to believe that because you only want one of them to be evil because this one serves your purpose in your head and you'll abandon family over it. You'll unfriend people on your social media for it. I do not get that into it. I can't.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's too stupid, lower frequency thinking to even get in the ring and want to fight someone over that. Like, yeah, man, I'll die for this. It's like they don't care about you and they only have your interests because they know they can buy you. They buy your vote with saying, well, I am about this. And they're not. They're really not, dude. Like, they're evil people.
Yeah, when I was younger, I definitely felt the exact same way. You got to rebel against the system. Everything you said. I mean, you're speaking from my heart.
Yeah, man.
I came to understand that you actually need both sides. So the way I say it is that when you're young, you have to be compassionate. You have to be a democratic. You have to inspire to change the world because that's what democratic beliefs.
Progressive.
Yeah, progressive. You have to progress the world forward.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get older, you need to be more conservative.
Yeah.
You have to be more restrictive, and you end up being, less outgoing as you age. That's just the normal maturity. You know what I mean? So the right is to slow progress, and the left is to continue
just the
progress.
Same machine. That's what people don't realize. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be that dense, and they are.
Yeah.
Most people are, like I said, sheep. I have a painting that I'm starting about that, like a a sheep painting. I won't get into details, so I post it or finish it, but it's that simple. You just that easy to manipulate and guide, and you have to wake up to that. And most people never will. No matter how much again, you show them the facts in their face, they're like, nah, it's not true. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't, it's undisputable. Well, no, it's not true because you're just mad and I win and you lose and blah, blah, blah. It's just hard headed stupidity, I think. So,
No, man, I completely agree with you. With that being said, I do want to pull up Salvador. Let's see here.
oh, Dolly. Okay.
Yeah, Dali, Salvador Dali.
I thought you were talking about the political thing.
Yeah,
Salvador Dali. Of course I know that guy. Yeah, he's a lot of
the
inspiration.
name of the art is called the child watching the birth of a something.
New man.
Yeah. Yeah, geopolitical child watching the birth of a new man.
Oh, I don't think I have seen this one.
Yeah. So this to me, this is so cool. So the kid here behind the mother's legs is in utter terror. I wish I could. And the mom is of course pointing to the new figure coming out of the earth.
Wow.
And there's no one else seems to be as terrified as the kid. But here they are all starving and you know, and there's some people back here that seem clothed and not in, bad shape.
Yeah.
So the better off, the poor. And this person here breaking out of the Americas, yeah, man, this is something that's always like kind of spoken to me when it comes to politics.
Nice.
Dali, the geopolitical birth.
Very cool. It's funny, like when I see a painting, it's the same with music. I was talking about it with one of my bandmates. When I see a painting, the message of the painting wouldn't inspire me. I would look at how they shaded, how the composition was. And it's weird that my mind naturally does that. Same with movies. My brother studied film for a while, and he's always like, did you know the message in the dialogue? But I'm like, dude, to me, I'm studying the details of their face because it's acting to me. And I love acting. Like I've broken into that here and there, done commercial extra work. I did an independent film skit. And it's weird because that's just how my brain operates. And with the political stuff, like you were showing me explaining that, and I was literally looking like how the light was hitting the rib cage, the contrast of the fabric on the world. Like that's just what my mind does. I can't see the depth. I see the depth, like the different things about it. So in a song, my brother, he's an English major, got his degree on that, and he's always analyzing songs. So any song I like, it was attractive to me because of what the drums were doing. He doesn't understand that, and he's like, you don't get what he was explaining about the universe, whatever, however deep or shallow it is. I'm like, dude, I don't even hear what he's saying. I hear his melody. And my singer in Rebel Angels too, I make up words and it's funny. I'm usually like talking about, some joke in the song. And I tell him, I don't hear what you're talking. I don't know what the song's about. You have to tell me so I make the painting because I hear your sequence. And in that, I create what I create on the drums. Like it kind of just complements each other. And that's just how my brain works. I don't understand deep lyrics in a song. Even after they explain them, I'm like, yeah, but did you hear the drums when it's just weird. Like, so again, that's why like simple music, like rap can get very boring because it's one drum beat for 4 minutes, stuff like that. But then when you get into the prog stuff, my brain lights up, and it's again, just my natural attraction to things in art and in music are just, I think everyone sees it like me. And obviously they just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you don't know what he's saying. This part made me cry. And I'm like, the drums made me cry. Like, it's a different way of looking at the canvas. I never noticed that until I started, explaining my paintings or whatever. I didn't know it reaches people in a different way. It's a different perspective. Yeah. And that's so cool. So again, that's why I like art. They're looking at it so different. Even something I painted when I was sad or going through hell, someone saw it and just thought it was funny or cool. And I'm like, it's awesome that it can have a different interpretation, and it's another love I have for it with painting more than anything. So
that's a perfect segue to the first point that I wanted to make before we started talking about this was the gas stop. Pull that up, man. Take a look
This
at that.
guy.
Yeah. You asked me something about that.
yeah. So
Yeah, put it up.
a little swastika on this.
Little swastika on the
Yeah.
gas stop.
That's weird. What?
Yeah, very weird. So I'm a plumber, you know that.
Yes.
These I found in a 100-year-old house. It was a 120-year-old house over there off of Broadway. This is something that us plumbers in our field, in the service plumbing field, we call Nazi brass because of the swastika. It obviously looks like it's from Nazi era, and it's old enough. It would be. It really bothered me in my apprenticeship when I learned about something called Nazi brass. Like, why the hell is what are we doing with Nazi metal in America during a time of war?
Huh.
It didn't sit right with me. So I did a lot of investigating. It took me a lot of research to find that's not made in Germany. That's made in America.
Really?
There was a company called Crane Co. back before the Second World War, putting that symbol on their valves before it was used by the Nazis.
Of course, yeah. It's not the source of it. That's what a lot of people
think.
I
mean, it's a symbol of luck and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
So before the Nazis were using that, this company called Crane Co., based out of the 1880s from, I don't know, Chicago, they were using that symbol, and they put it on all their valves for years. And so, of course, the Second World War comes around, and they obviously stop using it. But a lot of plumbers today come across it, and immediately they think, well, that's Nazi brass. So that valve is a part of a rare breed of valve still. Kind of, you'll find them online. They're called Nazi brass.
Of course, people will sell them. Like some people collect them.
Yeah,
really?
I mean, they're not like crazy because they were around for a long time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So they're everywhere, but nobody really knows where the hell they're from. You know, people just, this is Nazi brass, Nazi symbol on this, but it's actually American before Nazis.
Yeah.
Crane Co., such a reputable brand. Some of their valves are actually on the moon right now because they got the astronauts to the moon. Wow. And so they're in that little capsule that we left behind up there. Still has Crane Co. valves, baby. Yeah, so not only is it American, but it's
interesting.
It's a damn good American company.
Wow.
Yeah, so perspective.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Perspective. You see it, you're like, dude, what the Nazi? Mm-hmm. You're a Nazi. No, man, I'm a lover of history before and plumbing.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, man. Stuff. That's a little piece of perspective there.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I see things.
Yeah. So there's
a little bit different.
That's some perspective to that art.
Yeah.
Depth, as you were. All right. So let's wrap it up. Just a recap. So you got a performance on
March 13th,
March
birthday.
13th.
Thirsty Camel.
Got
some of my paintings up there. It's going to be clips of a video shoot. It's going to be a fun time. 9 p.m. is when we start.
Okay. And then you have on April the 12th? Or March 12th?
April.
April the 12th, you've got the Rock Box.
San Antonio opening for Tantric.
Ooh, Tantric, baby. And then on the 14th, same month.
Yep. So, come and take it in Austin opening for them as well.
And then, of course, all your art can be found at Blue Star.
In May, first Friday in May. Have that a solo exhibit, which is cool. So get prints made and maybe some T-shirts or whatever. So,
yeah. But most importantly, we want to get you on the Rocklahoma
voting. Yeah, we'll post the link. Like
I'm going to put the link in the description. Make sure you vote for Rebel Angels. We are trying to get them on Rocklahoma to open up, and that's them. That's their logo there. I'm going to be putting the link in the description. I got your permission to play a little clip.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to get a little clip right here or probably
some
somewhere.
Live stuff. Yeah.
somewhere in the episode.
Totally, yeah, man. That's great, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming. We're gonna try to get you some more attention on that Rocklahoma.
Yeah, man. I'm
Man,
stoked. I hope it happens.
Dude, yeah. So make sure you vote for Rebel Angels for the Rocklahoma, opening up for bands like Godsmack, Slayer. No,
Suicidal. There's so many. I was so many. I got too excited.
Godsmack, Suicidal Tendencies,
Slayer.
Okay, so Slayer is okay. Wow,
Yeah,
Slayer.
yeah.
Wow, I didn't misspeak. Slayer is okay. So we need to get them on that stage. Put your vote in, and thanks for coming, Bob.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right. Don't always remember, keep love in your heart and leave no room for hate.
But I don't want to be a pirate.
That's cool.